Hello, so this is the recap of Classical Sunday number 2 from last Sunday, and this is a game between GCH82 and MarshawnLynch. GCH was the winner of this tournament, and this game actually he managed to nicely win and against MarshawnLynch. Let's have a look at this game. It's an interesting game because the win came with a sacrifice, which is always exciting. GCH playing white, starting with e4, Marshawn with g6, and d4, and g7 by Marshawn. And it says this is a Robach modern defense. That's what they say. Knight to f3, nice center by GCH, and now d6 by Marshawn, probably wanting to develop his bishop, also maybe restrict the knight in a way, and knight to c3 by GCH, and now the center looking really nice, developing knights and then bishops probably. This is now modern defense, two knights variation, bishop to knight to f6 by black, getting ready for castle, and now it's actually transposed to pierce defense, classical variation. h3 by white, preventing knight to jump on g4, castle by black, and now this is pierce defense, classical variation, Schlechter variation. So it's not only classical variation, it's also Schlechter variation of pierce defense. Developing the bishop onto e3 by white, probably also I think white wants to castle queenside. I'm not 100% sure, but looks like white wants to castle queenside because the kingside castle is moving. Knight to c6 by black, and now white pushing d5. I mean, pushing d5 is interesting because it's attacking the knight, and this knight has only 2 squares to go, I guess. Maybe 3, but definitely applying the pressure on this knight is interesting. Okay, so knight is back. I mean, this was the first symptom of the defeat, I would say. I mean, maybe not defeat, but like a bit of a passive move by black, and and it's actually showing a bit of a fear, I guess. At least this knight is fearing something. This is still like a common game. This game was played by top grandmasters before, by Swidler, by Mamedov. They all played this variation of this game, so it's still all book games. There's nothing really crazy about this game so far. Queen to d2, like I said, probably getting ready for the castle, which is understandable. And this is an interesting move. This knight decided he didn't feel comfortable on c6, so decided to go to d7 instead, and probably this is the better square for this knight. There's more opportunities, I guess. Maybe not too much. And this is still game has been played, this variation by in 1999. This still game existed between Mikhail Nuro and Tapani Samalvo, two grandmasters, and it looks like the game is still okay, so maybe this queen lift was actually preparing for castle queenside, but also, as we can see, trying to exchange these bishops, because as we all know, this bishop is very very powerful here. I mean, very powerful in a way that he can defend very well the king, and also with this bishop combined with this pawn, could be or even this pawn in the future could be a troublemaker actually in this area. So I'm not surprised why he wants to wants to exchange the bishops, but black is not interested in exchanging the bishops. Black pushing the e pawn e5, and this is new game. It hasn't been played on a top level before, because I mean, not really sure what black wanted to do with this move, because en passant could be a good option, and also I mean, it doesn't really restrict anything. Maybe it restricts this knight in a way, but it doesn't really do much, I guess, this this move. White does an en passant, pushing h4, probably just trying to dismantle this castle somehow. Black plays knight to c5. Finally, this knight is free to go, but where? This knight is still this knight was a misplace since move 1 actually. Can't find this place. Maybe it would be a good idea to sack this knight, because, or just exchange for something, because it's just misplaced. Bishop to f5, f3. Not a fan of this move, of course, because it's the view is actually blocked by this pawn. So not a fan of this. It also gives the opportunity to black to exchange the bishops, probably exchange the material, probably as black does. So this bishop was kind of sacrificial bishop. I mean, he was not doing anything here anyway, so maybe exchanging was quite okay for white. There's nothing really lost in this exchange, and maybe just developing PC at the same time to ready to castle. So probably it's a good idea. Okay, bishop to g4 now, attacking the knight, and finally white is ready to get rid of this bishop on g7 and makes castle less safe. And this is actually quite beautiful move, because this pin was actually blind. There's nothing to pin by this bishop, so knight was ready to hop on g5. I mean, I don't think there's a future for this knight here. I mean, not at the moment, but at least it can provoke this move, and yeah, and also, you know, I guess pushing the h pawn can actually help this knight to become a hero in the future, like help the rook, and maybe help the queen. Okay, so like I said, this is pawn f3 to get rid of the bishop. Interestingly enough, white hasn't castled yet, probably because the center is closed, so castling is not really important. The queen is dead. The rooks are kind of dead as well. The bishop is I mean, it's not dead, but these pieces are actually quite paralyzed, to be honest, and so there's no reason to sudden castle, I guess. Okay, rook is trying to defend the h file somehow, and I was expecting, white is pushing h pawn and trying to open the h file, I guess, or maybe even g files. Black pushes h6, probably wants to get rid of this knight. However, getting rid of this knight does really help, because as you can see, okay, let's see what happens. Knight is back. Okay, so knight is not getting sacked by white. Okay, so black is trying to confuse the opponent and blocking all of the access to the castle, to the king. Now white castling probably realized that to be honest, it wasn't really necessary, because this is all blocked off. Another push, black push, c5, giving opportunity to en passant, but the white is not interested in en passanting, bringing his knight to the party. Now there's two knights in attacking the castle. Black is pushing the pawns. White is bringing a knight to g3, which now could be a problem for black. And as you can see, this pawns on a dark squares are actually becoming a weakness for black. So white is trying to break into the castle that way on the c file, but white is not interested in looking at it. So this is a check, offering exchange of the material. I mean, this is interesting now because exchanging the material, opening g file, which is probably a bit worrying. Okay, so black is opening c file, which is probably happy with, but white is not interested in taking this pawn. White realized that this g file is actually becoming a bit of a weak, so put this all of his rook power on g file. Queen is ready to attack on c file. However, this is kind of a, I mean, actually it's kind of a exchange the queens. Check. I mean, it wouldn't really help much for black, to be honest, but at least black is attacking. Now white is going for this d3 pawn to get rid of the danger, and black queen wants to get the exchange, but white has got different plan probably, and black wants to, of course, to triple up and go for this probably, or maybe this. But now white decides to go for a for a knight sacrifice, which is kind of understandable and very smart, because taking this knight with a pawn opens g file completely with a check, and then look what happened. Check, and then this is check, and now because of rook on g1, white has got access to g7 with a check, and then winning the rook. So probably white realized that, you know, this is opportunity maybe calculated. Now black is going for a copying white and sacking knight, which is kind of interesting idea, but not really helpful for black, I guess, because these two rooks guarding the rank 8 very well. So, and this is pass pawn, actually unstoppable pass pawn. So now there are two queens, and this is checkmate. So white managed to nicely win this game with a knight sacrifice. I think this sacrifice by black wasn't really necessary, because after this, I mean, engine says to bring rook to c8 probably is a good move, but this knight could be actually helpful. Maybe move this knight back to maybe here, just slowly trying to create some kind of attack. So sacking the knight by black wasn't really great. I mean, black played well, but white played better. So this is the game between GCH82, the winner of Classical Arena number 2, and MarshawnLynch. I think MarshawnLynch was the second place. No, actually no, MarshawnLynch just played 3 games, and it was in 5th place. Oh wow, actually there's a background available. Yeah, MarshawnLynch ended in a 5th place. GCH was 1st. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game, and thank you for watching.